Now look here, Richard is looking for a new job, but it's not that easy. Tricky interviews, suspicious employers, and unexpected challenges await him. You can help him find his dream job if you solve all the riddles. Let's give it a shot. The first job interview is in just 1 minute, but Richard can't find the right office building. His email invitation has a hint instead of an exact address. So, which of these 3 buildings should Richard enter? Richard should enter the glass building because its windows are sealed shut, so no one can open them. The other 2 buildings have visible window handles. Richard enters the building, but before he can get to the final interview room, the secretary gives him a puzzle. The password is a 3-digit number. The first digit is the number of legs on a spider. The second digit is the number of wheels on a bicycle. The third digit is the number of thumbs a person has. So, what is the password? A spider has 8 legs. A bicycle has 2 wheels. A human has 2 thumbs. So the correct password is 822. Richard finally enters the interview room, and more puzzles await him there. Oops, with all the interviews, Richard forgot he needed to take his pills. The doctor prescribed him one for the morning, let's call it X, and the other one for the evening. Let's call it Y. Richard cannot take both in the morning or both in the evening. The pills are absolutely identical. How should he take them correctly and survive? He needs to cut each pill in half. He'll take 1/2 of pill X in the morning and the other half of X in the evening. And he should do the same for pill Y. The interviewer gives Richard a book to test how quickly he can remember new facts. He got carried away while reading and accidentally tore out pages 9, 10, 25, 67, and 68. How many pages will he have to fix? No worries. He'll only have to fix 3 pages. 9 and 10, just like 67 and 68, are different sides of one page. The next riddle is to test Richard's analytical skills. He needs to guess which of the employees of the company is selling their secrets to their rivals. The only hint is a periodic table with 3 elements that are highlighted in red: carbon, oxygen, and lithium. The 3 suspects are Liam, Colin, and Oliver. The chemical symbols spell out COLI, forming the name Coley. It's a clue clearly pointing to Colin. The interview is over, and while Richard is waiting for the results, he receives an email. It's an invitation to work at Microsoft. Looks like a dream job, but instead of celebrating, Richard instantly notices it's a scam. How did he figure it out? Well, Microsoft wouldn't send out invitations to interviews from an email "We hire Microsoft at coolmail.com." It's time for another interview at a company that seemed perfect. The office was modern, and the manager was friendly, but something felt off. What's suspicious here? The fact that there's no company logo anywhere and no branded material is a huge red flag. An empty office with no staff is super suspicious too. And that huge TV instead of basic office amenities like a water cooler or coffee machine is a clear sign that this isn't even an office. Looks like it's a showroom or a space used for something else. Richard gets an invitation to another interview nearby, so he decides to check it out. Instead of the regular questions, the interviewer asks Richard to quote popular online memes. Richard realizes the interviewer must be a blogger who is probably streaming all this live. What gave away the scammer? The office room seems rather normal, but what is that teddy bear doing there? One of its eyes looks bigger than the other. It must be a hidden camera. Richard doesn't give up and sends his CV to 2 more companies that are in the same office building. He sees 2 managers and realizes only the first company will most likely trick him. How did he figure it out? Do you see that envelope full of money? The manager of the first company is trying to hide it, so it could be an unofficial salary or even a bribe. The manager of the second company looks professional, and her watch is a sign that she values time and keeps track of things. So he chooses the second company, and it's from the creative industry. They need to see if Richard can think outside the box. The question is, what will you get if you add 5 to 500 5 times? It's a creative company, remember? You'll get 505, 505, 505, 505, and 505. The interviewer has 15 colored pencils, 5 blue, 5 red, and 5 purple. The task is to divide them into 2 piles. One pile must have twice as many blue pencils as red pencils, and another pile must have more purple pencils than any other color. How many red pens would be in each pile? It sounds complicated, but this riddle is there to test your attention. The answer is 0, as we were talking about pencils, not pens, all the time. Richard needs to figure out which principle this sequence is based on. The numbers are lined up in the alphabetical order of the first and second letters of their names. 8, 5, 4, 9, and so on. The final task of the interview is to find the way out of the room. The door has a combination lock, and this time there seems to be no hint to guess the 6 digits. How can Richard get out? Well, no one said the door was actually locked. He just pushes it and it opens. Richard receives 2 job offers and must choose the one that is safe to accept. The first company instantly offers a high salary but requires a passport scan and bank details before signing the contract. The second company offers a smaller salary and a trial period but provides official employment and signs the contract first. Which company should Richard choose? You should never share your personal information like bank details before signing a contract, so the first company is a scam. Richard should choose the second one. Hey, it's Richard's first day at work. In the morning, he reads a newspaper that has a weird headline. Workers want to make less money. He was so intrigued he read the article, and then it made perfect sense. What is this about? People working at the mint and literally making money felt overworked and underpaid, so they wanted to work less, which, in their case, means making less money since money is made at the mint. Richard arrives at the office, and he instantly notices something is really wrong there. Can you figure out what exactly? Look at the calendar. June only has 30 days, so June 31st, doesn't exist. It was the first tentative test at work, and Richard passed it. His boss comes into the room and says, "I can beat anyone who works here at arm wrestling." But if one of his employees wins, they would get a reward of $500. Richard wants to try, but other employees tell him not to because he could get fired. Why? The boss said he could beat anyone who works at the company. So to eliminate competition, he would just fire the person who was stronger than him. The first day at the job went really well. Richard had to go through scammers, difficult tests, and unexpected traps. But thanks to your help, he proved his intelligence and finally landed the job he deserved. James is a journalist who loves solving difficult crimes. He heard on the news about a mysterious disappearance of pets all over town, so he decided to investigate for himself. He started by visiting a park where most pets have disappeared over the past week. By looking at the image, can you tell who's responsible for the disappearances? The old lady looks pretty innocent, and that young couple is too busy arguing. But the guy sitting on the bench has a dog collar hidden in his pocket, but no dog. He's the culprit. The following week, he heard rumors about a small supermarket that was selling expired products to their client. So he went to investigate it more closely. He examined the cookies, the soft drinks, and the bottles of milk. Can you figure out if the market is really committing a crime here? Take a look at the milk. The expired milk is hiding behind the regular milk. It's more yellow than the new ones. Guess they imagine people would buy it sooner or later. One of James' friends invited him to go to a festival to investigate a serious case. They were serving expensive dishes with absurdly low-quality ingredients. They tasted the food of a few stalls before they could identify which chef was sabotaging the food. Can you tell? The stalls look fine, but the last chef is suspicious. On the back of his stall, you can see the amount of flies flying over his ingredients. They are poorly conserved, out of the fridge, and probably gone sour by now. Ew. An important art gallery premiered a new show filled with expensive paintings of a new artist. Only regulars came to check it out, but by the end of the night, one of the paintings had disappeared. Can you help James check the security tapes and figure out who did it? These three elderly men look suspicious. One of them is wearing a hat indoors, which is weird but stylish. The second is wearing sunglasses at night. But the third one, with a stooped back, well, no one's back is that rectangular. He must have hid the painting under his coat behind his back. A horrible crime happened in James' neighborhood, and a person was severely hurt. James went over to check the crime scene. There were 3 women in the house. One was cleaning, one was investigating, and one was taking photos. Can you guess who's guilty here? Check the details. The one who was cleaning had a stained cloth with a red stain on it that looks like blood, but it's just the paint from the wall that came off a bit. While the one taking the photos has a shiny object in her bag. If you look closely, it's a sharp knife that matches the object used in the crime. One night, James decided to go out for dinner when he ran into one of his exes, Maria. He noticed she was out on a date with another guy, but was hurt because they had broken up just a few weeks ago. Take a good look at the picture. Can you help James figure out which guy Maria is on a date with? From the two guys standing on the bar's counter, Maria's date is the guy on the left. He's holding a gift in his hand, and if you look closely, the tag says, "From Pete to Maria." So he's the one. James was getting so good at solving mysteries that a game show host invited him to be on the lookout for potential saboteurs of the show. One night, 3 contestants were invited to pick up a bar of gold from a bowl filled with piranhas. James noticed that one of the contestants was cheating. Can you figure out which one? It's the guy in the middle. He switched the fish from his bowl. If you look closely, they're more golden than the other ones. That's because it's another species, not as dangerous as piranhas. Faye just came back from living abroad, and she invited James to her welcome back party. During the night, the lights went out, the music stopped, and someone screamed they were being robbed. James spent the rest of the night looking at the security footage to identify the robber. Can you help him figure out who it was? It was the girl dancing on the left corner. Take a close look at her pocket. Before the lights went out, there was nothing there. Then, it has something in the shape of a necklace in there. Friday night, James went to a concert of one of his favorite bands. But the concert was over an hour later because one of its members simply disappeared. When she finally appeared, the crowd shouted she didn't look like herself. James figured out she, in fact, wasn't herself, but the band was trying to cover it. Take a look at the evidence. How did James figure it out? The first picture shows the original band. The guitar player is blonde and doesn't have a pimple on her face. That night, the guitar player was brunette, way taller, and had pimples. It's finals week at Crestwood Academy, and the tension was sky high. On the day of the biology exam, the principal decided to invite James to supervise all the classrooms. When he strolled into room 5A, he immediately spotted someone up to no good and got them suspended on the spot. Check out the classroom and see if you can figure out who is cheating. It's the student with a smartwatch. He's looking at his watch to get the answers to the exam. There was a recent break-in at Mr. O'Reilly's store. Luckily, James was around to solve the crime. He noticed one small but very important detail from the security footage that solved the mystery. Take a look at the images. Can you figure out who the thief is? Now let's see, that guy is just carrying around a baguette. The one near the fridge has normal groceries in her cart. And the last guy is holding a lettuce in his hands. But hey, take a look at the lettuce. It has such a weird shape. In fact, it has a banana inside of it. The guy was trying to sneak out with a banana and a lettuce. He's the thief, definitely. James' boss, Roberto, got arrested. There was something illegal inside his bag, but he claims it wasn't his. James went to investigate the case. He checked the security cameras and saw that 2 people walked inside Roberto's office while he was out for lunch. One of them put something inside his bag. Can you guess who? The first woman stopped by the window to clean it, but she didn't touch the bag, while the second bent to throw something in the trash and discreetly placed something inside his bag. She's the culprit. James got a call from a gift shop. The owner told him a robber came in dressed as the Joker. But since it was Halloween, a lot of people were walking around dressed up like that. James took a snapshot of the security footage and tracked 3 suspects. Take a look at the image. Can you guess which Joker is the real thief? The thief is the Joker on the left. Take a look at his shoes. They're much bigger than the other shoes. He must be hiding something inside of it. James finally decided to run a marathon. Right before the finish line, he did his best and outran the person who was running in second place. Somehow, he still didn't finish first. Why? This is what happened. He was fast enough to outrun the person who was going to come in second place, but not fast enough to outrun the person who finished first. Noah, James' roommate, got his motorbike stolen straight from their garage. James started to search for it and tracked 3 main suspects. Take a look at them. Which one stole Noah's motorbike? It's this guy on the right. Look closely. His motorbike is painted, but the paint is dripping, and one can spot the old green color. He must have stolen it and painted it a different color so as not to attract any attention. It's spring, and it's so easy to get lightheaded from all the sun and romance in the air. But you won't get tricked and can save others if you can solve these riddles. 2 girls went for a walk in the woods in the early spring, but they didn't expect a bear would wake up hungry from its hibernation right at that time. Which of the girls is at higher risk than the other? It's the girl wearing the red dress. Bears, like many other animals, are attracted to bright colors. Or it could also be the girl who cannot outrun the other one. Hey, it's an old joke, but what do you expect from me? It's Easter, and your grannies came over to visit. Ow, looks like one of them isn't real, though. Can you find the imposter? The grandma on the right, in a blue costume, has a spy wire over her glasses. She's not your granny, and she's up to no good. It's time for a college party before spring break. All the couples are dancing. Oh, young love. But one man is in serious danger here. You can save him if you find out what's wrong. Look at that freaky reflection in the mirror. The lady in pink must be a witch. She's actually way older and pretending to be a student. Her dance partner might be in danger. Oh no! That car just hit a doggy. Hopefully it's going to be fine soon. But for now, the owner of the dog is demanding compensation. And the owner of the car denies hitting the dog. Who's lying here? The dog's owner is a liar. She has treats for the dog hidden in her right palm, and the dog has one eye open. The dog is safe and sound, and its owner is just trying to get some money from the driver. What's going on here? Looks like the Easter Bunny decided to go wild. He's demanding money from that little guy on the left. Who's in danger here? Well, obviously, the little guy, but it's not that simple. If you look at his shadow, you'll notice it's an Easter bunny, so it's him who's in danger. Spring weddings are always so romantic, except for those cases where bridesmaids somehow end up on rafts in the open sea, and there's a shark out there. Oops. Who's in greater danger here? The raft on the right is leaking, but it will take some time to go all the way flat. The raft on the left is intact, but the lady has bleeding scratches over her arm. Sharks can smell blood, so this shark under the raft will act soon. Sally wants to go on a spring break. She tells her boss she's done with all her work and asks to let her take an extra day off. First, the boss agrees, but then she gets really mad and tells Sally to finish the work properly. What did she notice? Well, looks like Sally was supposed to finish 5 articles before her vacation. The titles are different, but the text and the pictures are the same. Mischief not managed. James lost his beloved wife many years ago. On March 9th, their wedding anniversary, the doorbell in his house suddenly rang. He rushed to open the door and saw his wife right in front of him. How is that possible? The woman who came to visit looks just like his wife, but she's missing a birthmark above the lip. You can see from the photo that his wife used to have one, so this must be her twin sister. Ashton fell in love, but his parents are strictly against it. They lock him up in the house. One evening, his mom came home from work and asked him if anyone had come to visit that day. Of course, he denied everything, but his mom didn't believe him. What gave him away? There's a lipstick stain on his neck, so his girlfriend must have climbed through that window to see him. Ah, romance. Kira and her besties are on a spring break adventure. They're eating at a roadside diner when suddenly Kira says, "We need to call the police immediately. A famous robber is in here." Can you guess who's the criminal? It's this fancy lady. Look, all the TV screens are showing her image. She's on the loose. Kira saved the day, and now she receives a cute note from one of the diner guests. "I'm impressed by what you did, and I think you're beautiful." Ah, too bad it's not signed. How can she guess who wrote the note? The logo on the paper matches the logo on this guy's t-shirt. It must be his company, or he works for it. Anyways, it's him. A police officer was following a criminal around the city. Suddenly, the criminal entered a hotel building and disappeared. When the police officer entered the building, he saw 3 workers. One of them must be the robber who's pretending to be working there. Can you tell who? It's the woman on the right. Look at her badge. There's a picture of a man on it. She must have put on the first uniform she had noticed. Someone stole a rare baseball with the signatures of famous players from the sports attire store. The owner kept it there for memories, and it wasn't even for sale. There are 3 suspects. Can you identify the thief? Although this young man looks like he's hiding something under his t-shirt, he's not guilty. The real thief is this elegant gentleman who has a cart full of regular baseballs. One of them clearly stands out with the signatures and no price tag. Rick works as a photojournalist and is invited to a VIP party. A famous singer, Diana, is also there. She has the most expensive dress, and everyone is staring at it. Diana hugs everyone inside, and Rick snaps some photos. The next morning, he brings them to his boss. Their newspaper becomes a sensation. And Diana gets arrested. What happened? In one of the photos, you can clearly see Diana stealing a necklace from one of the guests while they were hugging. Spring is a great time for hikes, and Rosa and Jack decide to use it. They saw a river, and both of them needed to get to the other side. But the boat could only make one trip back and forth and take one of them at a time. Still, both of them managed to get across. How? I didn't tell you they went together. So they arrived at the river at the same time, but they were on the opposite banks. The boat took Rosa to the other side of the river, and Jack got to the opposite bank too. You're interviewing for a new job, and your prospective boss is testing your wits with some riddles. What can you see in the middle of March and April, but never at the beginning or end of either month? You'd think it's bears going out of hibernation, but it's actually just the letter R. Your next interview question is, how did the tree feel during spring? Think outside the box. It's feeling relieved, new leaves and all that. Yeah, I can relate. The next task is to test your math skills. The interviewer drops a bunch of colored pencils on the table. Your task is to take the right amount of pencils so that the red is on the fourth position from both the front and back ends of the line. Can you figure out the number of pencils? Seven pencils, including the red one, will do the trick. There will be 3 pencils before and after it. The interviewer offers you some good coffee. He puts the cup in front of you and asks, "What's before you?" After thinking for a couple of seconds, you reply, "Tea." Congrats, you've got the job. Can you explain what just happened? If the answer was as simple as coffee, this would never be an interview question. So we're talking about the alphabet here. The letter T comes before U, and that's how you manage to impress the boss. When the day after tomorrow becomes yesterday, then today will be as far from Sunday as the day it was today when the day before yesterday was tomorrow. So, what day is it now? It's Sunday. The day after tomorrow becomes yesterday on Wednesday. The day before yesterday was tomorrow on Thursday. And Wednesday and Thursday are equally far from Sunday. Ow, my brain hurts.
In space, making the wrong decision can cost you your life. But if you solve all the riddles, you'll be safe. To activate the navigation system and return to Earth, you need to enter a 3-digit code. You'll need to answer 3 questions to find the correct numbers. How many planets are there in our solar system? What is our planet from the Sun? How many satellites does Mars have? The code is 832. There are 8 planets in the solar system. Earth is the 3rd from the Sun. Mars has 2 satellites, Phobos and Deimos. At a research base on the moon Titan, one of the crew members turns out to be an extraterrestrial spy. Here are the suspects. An engineer who claims to be able to breathe the local air without a spacesuit. A cyberneticist with different eyes. An astrobiologist whose hands are constantly cold. The engineer who says they can breathe on Titan without problems can't be human. The atmosphere here is not suitable for breathing for us. Oh no! 2 astronauts are floating in open space near their spacecraft. Only one of them is tethered to the ship. Who will reach it first? Or maybe they'll do it at the same time. The tethered astronaut will reach the ship first. They can pull themselves along the rope, controlling their movement and speed. The untethered astronaut can't move independently unless they push off something. If they do push off, they will move toward the ship but won't be able to adjust their trajectory or speed. 2 female astronauts on the orbital station seem suspicious. One is always smiling and pretends to act normal. The other one, who is also smiling but always keeping her hands in her pockets. Which of them isn't human? The correct answer is the blonde astronaut. The edge of green fur right here is a clear clue. She hides her furry ears and wears a spacesuit even inside the station, so as not to give away her true nature. Astronauts on board the ISS complete an orbit of Earth every 90 minutes. They move from the bright side into the shadow, and then back to the side of sunlight. So how many sunrises and sunsets do they see every Earth day? "16 times. You just need to divide 24 by 1.5. You're on a spacewalk to repair a satellite, but a sudden bang throws you away from the ship. Your maneuvering system is out of order. How will you get back? You can wait for help, staying still. You can try to move your arms and legs, trying to swim back. Or you can drop one of the tools and push off from it. There's no air in space, so flapping your arms is useless. But throwing a heavy object in the opposite direction will give you momentum in the right direction. You are an astronaut on a damaged spaceship, and your navigation system is down. The only clue left is a message from an unknown intelligence. Your mission control tells you this code is using a simple letter number system. Which planet should you set your course toward? It's Mercury. You receive an alert. A giant asteroid, 7 miles wide, is hurtling towards Earth. A scientist suggests, let's launch a satellite to orbit the asteroid and use solar sails to gradually alter its trajectory. A mechanic says, let's attach thrusters to the asteroid to nudge it off course over time. An astronaut offers to send a spacecraft with gravitational tractors to tow the asteroid away from Earth's path. Which course of action will you choose? Listen to the scientist. Using solar sails or reflective paint can change the asteroid's trajectory through the Yarkovsky effect, gradually deviating it from Earth's path without causing damage. 3 planets sent you a signal offering to land there. The first one responded with a quick hand gesture. The second was silent and nodded. And the third one simply laughed. Which is the best place to go? The silent nod is the most universal gesture of agreement, so it's probably the safest option. A quick hand gesture can be either a greeting or a warning, and laughter without an explanation could mean some unpredictable civilization. There are 3 black holes in front of your ship, a small one, a large one, and a giant one. All of them suck in light and matter, but only one of them is a portal. Which one should you choose? Go for the giant black hole. The blue light is the radiation of a tunnel to another dimension, passing through its center. The small black hole is spinning so rapidly, its gravity will tear apart even light. The larger black hole is almost motionless, like an eternal trap. Space travelers are looking for a good place to land. There are 3 planets ahead of them, but 2 of them hide a serious danger. What planet should they choose? They should opt for the bright green planet with normal vegetation. The black forest on the first planet is the giant tentacles of a creature waiting for prey. The bumps on the second planet are the eyes of a colossal monster that could wake up at any moment. Suddenly, you realize you're being pulled toward another black hole. Your only chance is to act fast before you cross the point of no return. You have 3 possible choices. Fire your engines at full power and try to fly straight away from the black hole. Use your thrusters to move sideways, trying to orbit around it and slingshot away. Eject all your cargo to make your ship lighter and escape gravity. What is it going to be? The second option is the safest. Trying to fly straight away is useless because the gravity is too strong. Ejecting cargo won't make a big difference in this case either. Your oxygen tank is leaking and you have only 10 minutes of air left. You find 3 emergency oxygen tanks, but only 1 is safe to use. Which tank should you choose to survive? If Tank C is telling the truth, then Tank A is lying, meaning it's not 100% safe. That would mean Tank B is the safe one. But if Tank C is lying, that still makes Tank A unsafe. Either way, Tank B is your best choice. 2 space crews are competing. Who will make it to Saturn faster? Looks like one captain managed to take his spaceship there first. This selfie is supposed to prove it, but something feels off here. Can you see it? Saturn is famous for its rings, and there are clearly no rings in the photo. The captain must have forgotten about it with his desire to win. Your spaceship's navigation system is fried, and you need to get back to Earth. You find a map with 3 route options. Route A is the shortest path, but it takes you through an asteroid field. Route B is longer, but it orbits a black hole. Route C is the longest, but guaranteed safe. Which route should you take? Go for Route B. If you stay outside the event horizon and use the black hole's gravity to slingshot forward, you can travel much faster than the other routes. Your spaceship is losing power and you need to fix it fast. You find 2 wires. The red wire powers life support, but may cause an overload. The blue wire has an unknown function but looks safe and undamaged. Which wire should you connect first? Go for the red wire. Without life support, you won't survive long enough to fix the engine. Once life support is working, you can carefully repair the other systems. It didn't work, so you need to escape, but the only way out is through one of 3 doors. Door 1 leads to a broken gravity-free tunnel where you'll float endlessly. Door 2 leads to an airlock with no suit, meaning you won't last a second. Door 3 leads to a vacuum chamber with an emergency switch for gravity. Door number 3 is the one. If you can hold your breath for a few seconds, you can reach the gravity switch and escape before the vacuum pulls you out. Congrats! You've returned to Earth safely.
You know, scientists say 10 minutes of mental workout daily will help your brain grow in size. Okay, I just made that up. But these tricky riddles will sure give your brain some hard work. 2 couples are on a date. A lot of things can go wrong, but one of the guys is in real danger. Who is it? Although it seems obvious the first guy is in danger, it's actually the guy in the second picture who's risking his life. Look, the girl is pretending to be nice, but she's hiding a bottle of poison in her pocket. Uh-oh. Mrs. Jones was making dinner in the kitchen when suddenly fire broke out in the living room. Her two teenage sons both denied doing it, but one of them started the fire, even if it was an accident. Who did it? It must have been the guy with the magnifying glass. He probably got too carried away with experiments for school. Now, let's get some short riddles for a change. What's something you'll never see again? It's your past, because it's already gone. I am full of holes, but still hold water. What am I? It's a sponge, and apparently a rare talking one. I have a bed, but I never sleep. I have a mouth, but I never speak. What am I? It's a river. Yeah, it's certainly not me. I can't keep my mouth shut. Now, I can fly without wings. What am I? It's a cloud. It all started as a regular hike, but now someone is in serious danger. Who is it? Sadly, everyone is in danger here. This squirrel with creepy red eyes could easily bite the girl on the left. The lady in the center is about to fall down from the cliff, and that never ends well. The man on the right can get electrocuted any minute. Uh-oh. Something really weird is going on at the hospital. The human on the left claims they are a man, but the doctor insists that they are a woman. Who knows better? The patient isn't lying. It's a man, at least physically. Look at his Adam's apple. 3 people show up at the middle school to pick up the children of a billionaire, Larry and Harry. They all claim to be their distant relatives, but only one person here isn't lying. Who is it? Although the girl was smart enough to bring 2 identical boys, the real relative here is the guy on the left. He brought 2 jackets with the letters L and H, and they matched the guy's wardrobe perfectly. Stella fell asleep during a relaxing massage, and when she woke up, her expensive watch was missing. There were 3 people at the spa. The housekeeper said she had been busy cleaning the shower. The masseuse claimed she had to go to the reception area and stayed there. The customer said she never entered the room. Now, if you look closely at that pile of fresh towels, you'll see the watch. So the masseuse took it and hid it there. Jennifer desperately needed money for a health emergency. She decided to sell her family heirloom, a painting by Picasso. She quickly found a buyer, although she set the price really high, and he paid her in cash. She was happy until she brought the money to the bank and they refused to accept it. Why? The buyer had paid her in $1,000 bills, and such bills just don't exist. A secret document disappeared from Jack Linden's office. He suspects 3 of his employees. Linda said she was at the hospital with her mom, and dozens of people can confirm it. Sam went to see a new movie and even showed a ticket. Kate didn't have an alibi, but she swore she didn't do it. So, who stole the document? Although Kate doesn't have an alibi, she's an honest girl. Sam did buy a ticket to the movies, but he never actually used it. It's not torn or validated in any way. Mrs. Boak wants her 19-year-old son to become a professional musician. Yes, this is all fiction. Anyway, sadly for her, he doesn't share her passion, but he claims he still practices every day to make his mom happy. Once, during a video call, she realizes he's lying. How? The piano's cover is dusty, which means it's been a while since the guy opened it the last time. Mr. Spring has several apartments for rent at a good price, but he has a really strict no-pet policy. He rents one of the apartments to a young couple and decides to secretly check on it while they're traveling. He immediately understands they were secretly keeping a pet. How did he guess? The walls and the couch are scratched on the bottom. There must be a cat living in that apartment. A massive power outage made all the lights in the building go out. When they came back on, Jill had to restart all the computers, but she didn't know the password for one of them. She found a post-it note next to it with the numbers 12345678. It seemed too plain, but Jill found a way to make it work. How? She typed in the number 2 once, 3 times the number 4, 5 times the number 6, and 7 times the number 8. Eleanor has a luxury ceramic studio. It's always uneasy for her to go on vacation and leave her team alone. When she comes back after 5 days, she feels like not all her employees were working very hard every day. Chris, the receptionist, shows her notes of everything she's done. Ricky, the ceramist, tells her he made 1 plate every day. Sandra just shows her hands all covered in paint. Who's lying here? Ricky said he made 1 plate every day. Since Eleanor was away for 5 days, it's obvious he missed 1 day of work. 2 cars started traveling on the same highway at the same time. The yellow car is going at a speed of 100 miles per hour, and the green car is going at 60 miles per hour. After some time on the road, they come across each other at one point. How is this possible? Well, I didn't tell you they were going in the same direction, right? A really, really wealthy man had only months to live. He had no heir, so he decided to leave his house and his fortune to one of the people who would work for him. He gave them seeds and a simple task: to grow his favorite flower and take good care of it. 2 months later, everyone but one girl came to his room with amazing flowers. Then he left everything to that girl. Why? He gave everyone pumpkin seeds. And she was the only one who didn't lie and pretend. The Smiths have 5 daughters with seemingly unrelated names: Hannah, Ava, Eve, Anna, and Ellie. But in fact, all the names have something in common. What is it? They all have palindromic names. They're the same when you read them from left to right and from right to left. Kelly decided to finally bring her childhood dream to life and went traveling in Asia. She meets 2 handsome young men, and they both claim to be super famous actors. But only one of them is really a celebrity. Can you help her figure out who it is? The guy on the left is a celebrity. His face is on that huge billboard outside. The second guy is lying, and he could be up to something no good. Someone stole a huge chunk of exclusive meat from a local store. 3 customers were the main suspects. Mrs. Blue said, "I just came to buy what I usually take. I didn't steal anything." Mr. Parker was at home making breakfast. He said, "My family is vegan, so why would I need meat anyway?" Rick, an intern at the store, was just crying because it all happened during his shift. Well, who stole the meat? It was Mr. Parker. He claims that his family is vegan, but they have cheese and cow milk on the breakfast table. Vegans don't eat any of it.
Brady, Jeff, and Tom set off on a 60-mile road trip, but they each had different car speeds and stopping rules. Brady's car goes 120 miles per hour, but must stop for 10 minutes every 20 miles. Jeff's electric car moves at a steady 60 miles per hour without stopping. Tom's car reaches 90 miles per hour, but needs one 15-minute stop. Who arrives first at their final stop? To crack this, you should divide the total amount of miles per the maximum speed each car reaches. Then add the brake times. The order of arrival is Brady, Tom, and Jeff. On a Sunday, Peter and Jacob decided to take their kids to play in the park. Judging by the picture, can you tell which father is more reckless? In the first image, we see a little boy on the beach, playing near the water. His dad is in the background talking to a couple of women. In the second pic, the little boy is playing catch with a not-so-friendly dog. But hey, his dad is in the background paying close attention. It's safe to say the dad on the first pic is more reckless. Harry arrived at the campsite and needed to use a flashlight to set up. His flashlight needed 2 batteries to turn on, and Harry had 8 batteries. 4 batteries were charged, 4 weren't, and he had no idea which was which. What's the minimum number of tries he needs to light the flashlight? You should divide it into 3 groups, 2 groups of 3 and 1 of 2. For the group of 3 batteries, it will take 3 attempts, and for the group with 2 batteries, it takes 1 attempt. So minimum, he needs 7 attempts. Brianna, Mandy, and Sarah booked a women's retreat in Mexico. They each got assigned different rooms at the hotel, according to their astrological signs. But the hotel receptionist mixed up the keys and distributed them randomly. What is the probability that at least one of them got the correct key? There's a 2 out of 3 chance that one of them got the right key. In this edition of Thriving and Surviving, 3 girls were stuck in cages, fighting for their lives. The blonde girl in the first cage has a huge anaconda hanging from above her head. The redhead in the second cage has electrical wire dangling from above. And the third cage, with the brunette, was made of glass, and the scorching sun was already heating the air inside the cage to unbearable levels. Which one of them has the best chance at surviving? The blonde. Anacondas are huge, but they aren't poisonous. Their saliva is harmless to humans, even if their bites might hurt. You finally said yes to that date with Chad, the barista. That's when he tells you the most absurd story. Every day, a customer comes by his cafe and asks him to pour a cup of coffee. Then the customer asks him to add 10 ml of milk to it, stir everything together, and pour 10 ml of the mixture out of the cup. Chad asks you, in the end, is there more milk in the coffee or coffee in the milk? Can you guess? Bizarrely, the amount of milk and coffee are the same. It's Gemma's first day at her new job. She moved to Los Angeles to start work at this entertainment company, and everything is new to her. As soon as she arrived, the intern led her to the boss's office for a briefing. Look at the picture. Can you tell who Emma's boss is? I know he looks pretty young, but it's the guy on the left. His blazer is on the boss's chair. Sam was on his way to training when he passed through a bus stop. He saw 3 people that called his attention. The quarterback of his team who was late for practice, an elderly woman who needed help, and the girl Sam had a crush on. Since Sam had a 2-seater car, what could he do to help everyone in this situation? He could help the elderly woman into his car and ask the quarterback to drive her to the hospital before going to practice. Then, he could take the bus with his crush all the way to school. You walk into a diner and there are 2 very suspicious clients indoors, and one of them is actually a criminal. Who is it? The first guy looks suspicious, especially since he's holding a defensive device. The second girl looks more innocent. She's just sitting holding a knife and cutting her salad with it. But hey, she's the guilty one. That huge knife is too big and too sharp for cutting a salad, and it's got a silky red stain on it. Aubrey gets home after a day of work and turns on the TV. Breaking news, everyone! A dangerous criminal has escaped from prison, and now he's walking around Aubrey's neighborhood. Suddenly, the doorbell rings. Aubrey checks her camera and sees 2 people standing on her porch. Both say that they're delivery guys, but one of them is the famous runaway criminal. Can you guess who? The guy on the left. He has a gasoline tank in his hand, and if you look behind him, you can see he just set fire to a house. Tucker went out for dinner with his friend Lanny, who works in IT. Lanny always had the best riddles and asked Tucker, why did his IT department recently hire a spider? Can you figure it out? Because it was a great web designer. Duh! It was Lisa's first week on her new internship. Her super cool boss texted her saying to look for a woman named Bobby. Since he was super busy, Bobby was supposed to give Lisa the details of her next assignment. The thing is, Lisa had no idea who Bobby was. Take a look at the office. Can you help Lisa find Bobby? Look at that woman right there. She's got a necklace with the initial B on it. And plus, her badge says Bobby. It's safe to say that's her right there. Dan and Jesse are detectives. Early one morning, they get an urgent call. They get into their vehicle and drive to the location. On the way, they get stopped by a police checkpoint. Dan and Jesse had to get out of the vehicle for an inspection, but Dan noticed something strange. That car was a fake. How could he tell? The cop was wearing a ripped shirt, but that was not the real issue. His badge said City Police with a U instead of an O. Saul woke up in an empty room. The room had nothing but 3 paintings hanging on the wall. She also noticed that the door was locked with a super technological code system. Saul figured that she needed to use the pictures on the wall as clues. Can you figure out what the 3-letter code is? The code is SUN. All 3 frames are related to the sun. Jenny is moving to Canada. Her bags are packed and she's ready to leave the house. But on her way out, she noticed she was forgetting a few pretty important things. She needs to find her passport, her phone, and the note with the address of her hotel. Can you help her find these items? Could Jenny be any messier? Her phone is thrown on the floor next to the couch. The note is tucked in between a couple of books on her shelf. And her passport is next to the center table's feet. Yikes! Mandy was on one of her usual runs through Central Park when she saw an adorable corgi. She asked the owner how old the corgi was, and she got a weird answer. The owner said that in 2 years, Luna would be twice as old as she was 5 years ago. Did you understand how old the dog was? Luna is 12 years old.